My problems with charge and what I hope Sorry, gang, one sec. Okay, there. Sorry, it was one pixel off and that was bothering me. My problems with charge and what I hope charge becomes. By me. Disclaimer, I'm not saying charge is quote-unquote bad, but I do think in Limbus it's not unfair to consider it the worst / most lackluster archetype. Also, another thing to note, when I'm talking about charge, I'm referring to base charge. I'm not referring to the 9 billion ID-specific unique charges, as that is a whole different discussion, and most of them are broken. Putting KOD Rodian on a charge team doesn't all of a sudden make charge good or anything. It's a band-aid solution that ignores the greater problems of the keyword effect, which is unhealthy. Explains charge in Limbus and its applications. Charge in Limbus Company can be defined as a ramp-up effect used to empower skills and maintain an advantage state during fights. Not too different from Poise, but Poise has better applications for it because it is crit damage. Despite how much I liked it in Runa, Charge in Limbus I have found is pretty boring. Like, most that you'll get out of it effectively is more coin power / status application, which, don't get me wrong, is good. However, there's so much more that could be done with this status effect. Also, not to forget to mention, charge teams do around below the average of other teams despite having that quote-unquote built-in advantage state. When running charge teams, you get a less effective DPS overall compared to other teams focused on other keywords. Variation of base charge application. While charge at barrier is great, load is helpful, and photoelectricity is interesting, I find charge to be lacking diversity in its applications, as this is only 4 interactions that happen in niche / ID specific scenarios. I find this to be boring. There's so much more that could be done here, and besides charge, barrier / load, all of these are just to complement the IDs that utilize them instead of the whole team. The main problem: charge is too selfish. It's just envy res. Hear me out. You might think this is stupid to say, like, oh, bleed is just less res or tremor is just soft res, but unironically, you can slot out units from charge teams and replace them with middle clear / middle units, and unironically get more value as a team. What's crazy is using the Sin affinity is more effective than actually using the stats itself. And middle IDs aren't even charge IDs, yet they make charge teams way better. It's so weird. They are not charge IDs, but they make it better. How can we make base charge more interesting? Taken directly from Library of Runa, one thought I had in mind was triple R suits being applied to potential future 4th-pack R-Corp IDs by increasing their base charge count maximum. These would give the 4th-pack R-Corp units +5 charge count maximum, and utilizing certain skills within their toolkits would allow the entire team to get +2 charge count maximum. These team-wide buffs would be noted by Rabbit, Rhino, Reindeer, and Commander, and they stack individually for +8 charge count maximum. Note that R-Corp identities we have so far are members of the packs, not the leaders. I am no game designer. These are just very basic frameworks for IDs that I think could be fleshed out / improved upon to make something very interesting. Everything listed off is based off their kits in Runa, translated to Limbus team building. Remember, despite my reservations in thinking charge is boring / underpowered, it would be a lie to say I don't think team building for it has been handled very well by Project Moon. Just throwing some ideas out there and seeing if anything sticks. R-Corp 4th pack Reindeer Leader ID. It would be ReindiSang. His skill 1 would be Energy Strike, his skill 2 is Concentration, and skill 3 is Mind Whip, which at 20+ charge count turns into Mind Crush, which has attack weight. ReindiSang's main focus would be applying stagger damage to enemies, while also sacrificing his own stagger threshold for higher output, sort of in like an overclock state mode that sacrifices his stagger threshold to do more stagger damage to enemies. This higher output mode can be toggled with his defensive skill, and he'd mostly be good for clashing / AoE. Reindeer buff would also give +1 clashing power to allies that have the reindeer buff. R-Corp 4th pack Rabbit Leader ID Ryoshu. Her skill 1 would be Pinpoint Shot, her skill 2 would be Concentrated Fire, and her skill 3 would be Feral Knives, which gains attack weight at 20+ charge count and coin power depending on speed. She would be a pure DPS who's amplified by haste. Rabbit buff would also give haste for that matter. She would be an ammo-based unit with a dodge that turns into a clashable guard when she's out of ammo for a reload, similar to Full Stop Office Hong Lu. R-Corp 4th pack Rhino Leader ID Gregor. S1 is Concentration, S2 is Bulky Impact, which gains you 15% max health as shield, and S3 Rhino Ram, which at 20 plus charge count turns into Ground Crash, which applies all shield currently on the IDE for a percent-based boost to damage. He would be a tank, however, alongside that, he would have 50% of his shield persist through turns. Rhino buff would also give 2 protection to all allies applied with it. R-Corp 4th Pack Commander ID. Otis, of course. Her skill 1 would be Graze the Grass. Her skill 2 would be Battle Command, which spends charge to give the 2 allies with the most charge offense level up. And her skill 3 would be Quick Suppression, which at 20 plus charge becomes Disposal, which is a 2 coin that deals good damage and applies mark, increases all the allies' damage against the target by 25%. She's a mix of support and DPS. Any charge spent by her heals the unit with the lowest HP by 5%, up to a max of 3 times per turn. Commander buff would also give HP heal amplifier that directly buffs her healing output for teammates that are applied with Commander buff. Also, before I forget to mention, some of these already exist. I was originally just making this, just like throwing things at the wall. No, these already exist. These can happen. These already do exist, and it would be sick. Just make charge cooler. Bring in the 4th pack leaders. Thanks.